Hello everybody and welcome back to Dr. Ghost Games. If y'all new to the channel, welcome. I am Dr. Ghost and today we are going to be back in the Japanese Tier 5 premium battleship, the Mutsu. And yeah, we're going to be on Fault Line. It's going to be a capture the base mode and we are going to do some things in this game. Now, before we get started, I would just like to thank you guys for the support on the channel thus far. I mean, this year for the channel has just been crazy. The amount of support that you guys have shown and just the amount of people showing the love on this channel, I can't thank you guys enough for it. I'm glad you guys, you know, a majority of you guys anyway, like the stuff that I do on the channel. And yeah, 2022 has been a great year, specifically for this channel. We hit all of our historical milestones. We hit 1,000 subscribers. I think we even hit 500 subscribers at, in the middle of the year, in summer. So, I mean, yeah, we've just done so many things this year. And yeah. So, cheers, everybody, and yeah, I hope 2023 can also be another great year for the channel. But with all that being said, let's go ahead and talk a little bit about Mutsu. Mutsu, shall we? So, yeah, the Mutsu is another one of those hard-hitting battleships at Tier 5. Specifically, it's in the bracket of the 16-inch guns and the 15-inch guns. So, yeah, the Mutsu is armed with 15-inch guns. No, it's armed with 8 16-inch guns, but they're kind of older 16-inch guns. They're not the same guns found on the Nagato at Tier 6. They're a little different. They're World War I era 16-inch guns, so they're not the greatest. They're not very accurate, and when they do hit, you're not going to, like, absolutely smack the crap out of people necessarily. You might get some penetration still, but you're not going to be citadeling things as much like the Nagato because it just doesn't have as much penetration, I don't believe, because because of the fact that they're older shells, if I'm not mistaken. So just keep that in mind. But don't get it twisted though. This thing, when it does hit, it hits hard, just like the Nagato. So yeah, they're still 16-inch guns at the end of the day. You got to be careful. Now, would I say that these guns are better than like the Warspite or the Queen Elizabeth? Probably not, but they are still pretty damn good. And speaking of pretty damn good, we just absolutely smacked the crap out of that Bajani for a Citadel. He's not having a good time, but then again, he's just playing like a complete noob. I don't know why he would roll out broadside in front of multiple ships like that. That's not a very good idea. You should never be doing that in a cruiser, unless you're just asking for it. So, yikes. He got absolutely smacked the crap. We're about to get a reload off and just smack him again, hopefully. And, oh, never mind. Iron Duke gets him with the high explosive. Very nice. That's the Bajani down. Now, another thing I want to talk about with the Mutsu is the fact that this thing has torpedoes. It has 2 torpedoes per side, single-launched torpedoes. And they go out to about 7 kilometers, and the reload is about 20 seconds, I think. So, yeah, now, they're not the greatest torpedoes, but they're still torpedoes. So, if people get really close to you, you can actually use those to your advantage and just surprise people. A lot of people forget that the Mutsu has torpedoes. So, yeah, you might see me occasionally just sending them out there just for the shits and giggles, and maybe I might hit something around an island. Just like that Bajani, for example, I tried to hit, but obviously I hit him with the 16s, and then the Iron Duke finished him off with the 14s, so we'll just take it. Now we're about to take a shot, or we just took a shot at the enemy Duca d'Aosta, and never mind, he's dead. Dallas takes him out, and the Hawkins takes out the Emil Burton. Very nice. Team's doing pretty good up to this point. Now, there's a Queen Elizabeth out there, and yeah, that's very bad dispersion. I don't know what the heck that was, but it is what it is. It's Japanese, guys. What do you expect? But, yeah, so we're up to 42,000 damage. We've got 3 planes shot down because of the enemy carrier that came after us. And, yeah, we're up to 1 Citadel. Now, in battleships, guys, you need to be positioning. I don't know how many times I need to say this, but yeah, you have a lot of armor, but it's only going to protect you so much. In pretty much every battleship, your main goal should be to position and set up crossfires. Now, obviously, you're not going to have a great game every game in a battleship. That's just how it is, and really in any ship for that matter. But you know, on the channel, I try to post the games that I think you guys would enjoy the most. I'm not going to post my shit/mediocre games for you guys. Someone commented on a previous video saying how he doesn't like the fact that I cherry-pick games. So that's interesting. That's an interesting statement because I think a majority of Legends content creators do cherry-pick games because we don't want you guys to watch shit/mediocre games all the time. We want you guys to be entertained. We want to show you our best games and talk a little bit about the ship. And I think you guys could agree with me, too, that majority of you guys want to see my best games that I've got in my files, right? You guys don't want to see crap games. So, yeah, that's why I post these games, these best games. Unless you guys want to see me post shit/mediocre games, then let me know in the comments. But anyway, we're up to 52,000 damage, and we are in the middle of the map here. Notice that I turned away because I want to come down here and defend the base. We don't have really anybody down here to defend it, so I'm trying to just run down here quickly and get into a position to where we can defend the base. Now, I need to turn away a little bit because I'm broadside to 2 battleships here, a Texas and a Warspite. Warspite's a huge threat, and I'm quite lucky that he hit those high, because if those would have hit low, that could have been very bad. Warspite has very good 15-inch guns, best at the tier in my opinion, and you got to be careful. Now notice that we are actually in torpedo range of that Warspite, funny enough, but unfortunately I don't think I can get those around the island, but I'm still going to send them anyway at that little area there. Now Texas angles in, so I'm going to real quick stop here, get a shot off, and then go forwards. I think that's the whole idea here. So we're just waiting for these 16s to come back online. 3 seconds, we're about to fire a full salvo. We are fully loaded. Texas is turning out. We take a full broadside shot at him. And yeah, he got smacked. Notice no citadels. No citadels, but he got smacked for a bunch of penetration. So we'll take it. We're up to 82,000 damage. Texas looks to be shooting, what is that, AP? Yeah, I thought it was HE for a second, but nope, he's shooting AP, and unfortunately, he just does not get lucky, and all of his shells pretty much bracket me, and he only gets 1 or 2 hits, which only hits me for about 3k. And we got another shot ready, because we've got a pretty good reload on our commander, and unfortunately, we also just bracket him pretty much, and don't do a whole lot there. Not much we can really do about it. Now, speaking of reload, I want to real quick tell you guys my commander. So I'm running Takeo Takagi, and I'm running, I think, Flammable Cannoneer, Gyrating Drill Bits, Marksmanship, Reaching Out XXL, and Will to Rebuild. And for my inspirations, I am running, I'm running Paulo de Revel, so I can get the reload down. That's why I've got 27-second reload on my battleship. And I believe I'm also running, you could swap this out, but you could go with Andrew Cunningham for the extra dispersion, which honestly I don't see the point, because you're going to have bad dispersion anyway. Or you can make the reload even more busted and just put on another reload captain. I think I have on this game, I put on Charles Madden for the extra reload and turret traverse on our guns. So we take our reload basically from 30 seconds down to 27 seconds, which is pretty nice, or 28 seconds rather. But which that also, keep in mind, that allows me to get 2 shots off with a spotter, because my reload's lowered, so I can actually get 2 shots off with a spotter plane up, which is very nice to have. That's a nice ability. So, speaking of having a nice ability to overmatch, there we go. Well, it's a nice ability to have overmatch. We just absolutely smack him through the bow there. Well, not absolutely smack him, but we finish him off. Yeah, I'm trying to figure out the words to say there. But, yeah, down goes the Texas. We get a shell right through his bow there. Down he goes. We're up to 89,000 damage. That's our first kill of the game as well. Keep that in mind. And it looks like our team up to this point is doing pretty decent. Now, this is a fight of fights right here. Warspite, very strong, very capable battleship at tier 5. And I have to be very careful here, because if he gets shots, in the right spots, he can absolutely obliterate me. But I also can get shots in the right spots that can absolutely obliterate him. And we just smack the crap out of him, bringing our damage up to 103,000. Absolutely wrecked. And he unfortunately gets bad RNG and just misses a majority of his shells. Yeah, this Warspite is not having a good time. He's getting attacked by a carrier. He's getting attacked by me. And we're about to have another shot off, and that looks very good. And yeah, down he goes, and he gets a pretty good hit in return. He takes a few bars of health off, or a couple bars of health off. But we live. We live to tell the tale. And just like that, that's our second kill of the game. We've got our high caliber medal, 110,000 damage. And yeah, Mutsu, man. Mutsu is a great ship when it decides to be. When these guns decide to do things, man, like in this match, for example, the Mutsu is great, man. I quite enjoy the Mutsu when it actually works. Just like, for example, like the West Virginia. The West Virginia, when those guns work, it's fantastic. Really, any battleship, for that matter, if the guns work, it's usually a good time. But usually for me, these guns just are trolly as hell, and I don't get very good results out of them. But in this game in particular, I believe I recorded this on stream. Yeah, this was a very good game, and I'm glad I could show you guys this one. So basically, all we have to do now is just win the game. It looks like we've got our battleship capping the base, and there's just a Queen Elizabeth left. So it looks like our carrier is going to head up there and spot that Queen Elizabeth for our battleship there. And we're just going to also come up here and see if we can't get some shots downrange on this Queen Elizabeth. Now, keep in mind we don't have to do anything crazy. We're going to win on points. There's no need to be super crazy in this game, but screw it, right? There's only one ship left, and the carrier missed his bombs, and yeah, that was the last squadron he could send because he's down. So, yeah, not by any means a bad match. And all we have to do now is just keep on sailing, play Sailing Simulator, and get into a position to take a shot on this enemy Queen Elizabeth. Now, we have to be careful, though, because I don't know his HP. If he's full HP, this is a very dangerous situation to be in because of the fact that, well, he could absolutely smack the crap out of me. We know this because he's a Queen Elizabeth, and, well, if he has full HP, I don't want to take a fight with him because I'll probably lose. But luckily for me, though, however, he does have low HP. So all we need to do now is get into a position to get some shots down range. The range, speaking of range, it is pretty good on this. I've got about 17 to 18 kilometers of range, so range is not really an issue ever in this ship, or in most battleships if you're running the right commander and you're using the right build. But yeah, so we're just, once again, just playing Sailing Simulator, and we're just going to get into a position here to take a shot on this Queen Elizabeth and hopefully take him down. And yeah, honestly, I'm just going to fast forward until we get into a position to take a shot. Alrighty, so yeah, here we are. Just a little bit of Sailing Simulator, and we are finally in a position here to hopefully take a shot anytime now. Queen Elizabeth is getting attacked by the carrier. He's also getting spotted by the carrier. All we need to do at this point is just get around this island and take a shot on him, and we should be able to take him out. We have the overmatch. We've got the 16-inch guns, very big guns. And yeah, that's honestly what Japan's all about, isn't it? They love having the biggest of everything. Not necessarily having the most accurate, but the biggest of everything. And look at that. Speaking of not being accurate, that's railguns. Wow, was not expecting that. But nonetheless, that's our third kill and our last kill of the game. That's a battle ended, ladies and gentlemen. I hope you all did enjoy it. Just like that, we did 113,000 damage, high caliber, and I believe we had 2.3k base XP. And yeah, I hope you all did enjoy it. And yeah, Happy New Year's to you guys. And yeah, not a bad match by any means. But as always, I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace out. Stay healthy. As always.